Power to the people who shine, giving fans what they need. Caribbean spirit. Every show with a good deed. Together we plant the seed. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host we belong. Energy high, heart so bright. Tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight. Every ride is sheer delight. Making waves across the seas. Love and joy in the breeze. Ride along live if you please. Bringing hope with such ease. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host we belong. Energy high, heart so bright. Tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight. Every ride is sheer delight. Making waves across the seas. Love and joy in the breeze. Ride along live if you please. Bringing hope with such ease. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host we belong.
Looking for the ultimate island experience? Hop on the Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tour and explore Grenada like never before. Feel the tropical breeze, sip on authentic Caribbean rum punch, and cruise through Grenada's stunning scenery in our unique and fun tuk-tuks. It's the perfect blend of adventure and island flavor. Book your unforgettable tour now at ride.gd or call 473-422-1011. Don't just see Grenada, experience it with Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tours today.
Yeah. Welcome to Ride Along Live. It's Monday on the ride. Yo. Nice. Yeah, man. Welcome to Ride Along Live. Yeah. So, guys, first of all, let me say this, guys, because a lot of people don't know that daylight savings time is in full effect. So normally, right? Normally, this would be the time, the average time you guys in Grenada will be watching Ride Along Live, 7 o'clock, right? But actually, it's also 7 o'clock in the US. So before the daylight saving time kicked off this week, we were actually doing the program 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So guys, remember, if you're in Eastern Standard Time, you're in the US, you're in Canada, Eastern Coast, the program is actually going to be on at 6 p.m. In Grenada, it's also going to be on at 6 p.m. going forward. We had to adjust the time today because, of course, you guys was following the budget and we didn't want to stop. And, of course, our guest, Honorable Tevin Andrew, he was also he was in Parliament, so he could not have stopped at that point in time to come on the program, so we shifted a little bit further. But remember, going forward, the program would be at 6 p.m. All right? So the time change. Everyone on the Eastern Coast, same time. But if you're in Grenada, the Caribbean region, remember, it's still 6 p.m. It's not 7 p.m. All right? Like you guys got used to the past couple months. All right? Nice. So how are you guys doing today? I'm really excited about the conversation because there were, well, if you were paying attention, you saw the debate, right? The debate on the allocation of the 2025 budget, right? Budgetary allocations, estimates of revenue and expenditure, right? And of course, today, well, the MP, the Minister of Finance, Honorable Dennis Cornwall, he presented it last week, Friday. And so the debate will continue. Today we had the opposition leader speaking today. We had a few other members spoke today. I don't believe Andy spoke yet. The Prime Minister didn't speak yet. But today what we saw was the Honorable Tevin Andrew, Minister of Carriacou and Petite Martinique Affairs. And boy, 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 boy. Boy, 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 boy. Huh. A lot to digest. So if you guys been paying attention, you also would saw that there was an allocation in the budget for Carriacou and Petite Martinique. The Minister of Carriacou and Petite Martinique Affairs and Local Government has been allocated the sum of $44 million. And that is an increase from last budgetary allocation. And they're focusing on rebuilding a stronger economy and people, a clear demonstration of their commitment to the full recovery and transformation of the Sister Isle. And unless you've been hiding under a rock, you would know that Carriacou was faced with a catastrophic hurricane, Beryl, right, which destroyed over 98% of the island. So, guys, we ain't wasting no time. We're going straight in, and I'm happy to bring on the MP for Carriacou and Petite Martinique, a place that I call my second home, Minister Tevin Andrew. How are you doing, my friend?
Good night, good evening, depending on where you are. I'm doing well. Hope all is well on your end as well, Junior.
Nice, yeah, man, absolutely. Let me tell you, I am glued to television, no matter where I'm at. During the budget,
Right.
if there's nothing else that I watch so keenly, is the budget, because I want to know the allocation and I want to contrast it myself, right? I want to see where the spending are going. I want to see the focus. I want to see where government is focusing their attention on, so that you could come and explain to the people, because a lot of people, they don't get a time to watch the whole budget, but they rely on people like myself and folks in the media to come and translate and truncate the information and bring it back to them. So I was glued, my friend. So we have a lot to talk about in your presentation, but how are you doing?
I'm doing well, and I'm grateful for all the support that the people of the diaspora, Grenada, and of course my constituent has been giving me over the past 9 months, which has been very, very difficult. But time and God will be able to get over this. And so far, in 9 months, I think we have made some remarkable strides. And we are recovering faster than we anticipated. Yes, there are some areas that we could improve, but as we dive into tonight's discussion, you would understand exactly what I mean when I say we have made significant strides. And of course, with the allocation that we have gotten for this year's budget, $44 million, certainly it will assist us in accelerating some of the programs and projects that we have and have in the pipeline to help the recovery effort in Carriacou and Petite Martinique.
Nice. So tell us, how is Carriacou and Petite Martinique doing? Now, let me full disclosure, guys. Carriacou is my home. Carriacou, I love Carriacou. I mean, I did a whole song called Carriacou is Amazing. So you guys should know I'm in love with Carriacou, everything about Carriacou. But it was heartbreaking for me to see the devastation after Hurricane Beryl. When I came up there and the first sight I saw on the port and how the buildings were destroyed, I was depressed all the way through. How is Carriacou doing right now?
I mean, before saying how Carriacou is doing, we have to put things in context so people understand. I mean, you rightfully said the port. Our ports were destroyed. Our hospital was partially destroyed, with losing its entire roof and all equipment destroyed. Our hospital, the roof was completely gone, with equipment being spoiled. Police station, all government buildings like the Revenue Office, the Ministry building, my office, etc. People's building, I dubbed it, destroyed or damaged significantly. Our clinics, except for one out of the 5, one survived, which is the Hillsborough Clinic. Our schools, all schools but one, which is the Bogus Pre-Primary School, which survived. All schools were impacted one way or the other. In one case, one school completely destroyed, which is Dover government. Debris was everywhere. Carriacou, in the immediate aftermath of Beryl, looked like a dump site, a huge dump site. That's the one pilot dubbed it that way, how it looked from the sky. And I could go on and on in terms of the destruction cost, but 98%, as you rightfully said in your opening, of housing was destroyed, damaged. And 9 months later, where are we? The fact that our police station and courthouse is now back up and fully operational, our hospital is back up and fully operational, our schools are now back up and reopened. Mount Pleasant School is then nearing the completion of the remedial work that has to be done there, but the entire roof was put back. The students are now in the classroom. Bishop's College, Hillsborough Secondary, Hillsborough Secondary, Hillsborough Government, Hillsborough Pre, PT Matnick Primary, and Pre. All of the schools, Haverville Government, Leicester RC, they all the repairs have been completed on those schools and they are in operation. As a matter of fact, 3 months, 2 to 3 months after burial, some people thought that that school was going to be reopened this year. 9 months later, but we said no way. We have to reopen school as soon as possible. The Prime Minister said no, and I said no, we have to reopen school as soon as possible. Work started, and 2 to 3 months thereafter, schools were reopened. Dover Government School, this year's budget there's some budget allocated to to rebuild a brand new Dover Government School. Work should commence sometime in June. So the Ministry of Infrastructure and Education has a huge task on their hand to start that process. Our airport, Junior, roofless, equipment spoiled, it's now operational. I mean, this
Really?
is a big deal.
I
Big,
stood in the
big
airport and I
deal.
saw everything was just open, clear.
Correct. I mean, today I mentioned that 110 homes are either under construction or has been delivered to the people of Carriacou and Petit-Matic. 27 of those were gifts from hands that serve an organization from Trinidad and Tobago. So the government, and of course, some is social development homes and Build Back Better homes, Project Build Back Better homes. So the government is working. And 9 months later, we have made significant progress in terms of the debris cleanup. Because I told you, Carriacou, according to one person, looked like a garbage heap with all the debris lined up. Carriacou is 98% cleared up, and the temporary storage sites for those debris, which are plain fields, and we strategically left one playing field off out of it, which is the Hillsborough, which is the Lawrence Stadium, that in the event of any sporting activities that to take place, for example, most of the sporting activities that are currently taking place is taking place at the Lawrence Mini Stadium. It was a strategic move to ensure we do not hamper any sporting activities. But our playing fields, like Dover, like Mount Pleasant, and currently Hillsborough Mount Pleasant and Dover has been completely cleaned up,
Yeah.
and
Oh.
Hillsborough is now being cleaned up, and the final field to be cleaned up will be Harveyville, which is the final storage site. But it's being cleaned up, and as I said, 98% of the island is cleaned, and 98% of the marine space or seas are clean. Because remember, a number of boats, yachts, etc., was affected, and they were submerged. So significant progress has been made in 9 months. In addition, our farmers, 118 farmers, receive income support. They receive black tanks. They receive feed for their animals. They received fencing for their gardens or for their pens or their farms, etc. Fishermen, 130 something. I can't remember the exact figure. I'll get it for you shortly. 30 something receive support, financial support, because the government paid 50% of whatever damage that was done to their vessels or their boats. Let's say if your boat, and so the government made a decision that 50%, we will commit 50% of whatever damage that was caused. So if the damage was $100,000, the government gave cash money to fishermen of $50,000, and you had 137, I believe, fishermen who receive that payout. There are 47 more fishermen to receive the payout, and of course, the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Agriculture and I are currently working on ensuring that those disbursements are made. And of course, you will find, of course, one or two farmers or fishermen that might have slipped through the cracks who did not receive anything. We're working assiduously with our department to find those farmers and fishers who did not receive support to ensure that they get the support. But I heard a statement today in Parliament by my good friend, leader of His Majesty's opposition, that farmers and fishers did not receive support. But that's absolutely not true whatsoever. Those who we identify have not received, we are We have acknowledged that, and we have already told them what is happening. And I'm also making this public pronouncement here tonight on this platform. But all in all, well, let's be realistic. Carriacou and Petit Matnik, we are recovering stronger, more resilient, faster than many people thought. I even look at the accommodation. Out of the 260 something accommodation or 70 something accommodation that we had, 120 something, 130 something rooms are now open.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and
big.
restaurants, 22 out of the 40 something restaurants that we have are now reopened. Restaurants and bars are now reopened. So Carriacou is open for business. So you can travel to Carriacou via the airline or by the Osprey, and you can get a room. You can book a room, and you can go to the restaurant. You can go to the bar. You could even go take a dive in the underwater sculpture
Yeah, we
park,
were
which I
talking about
mentioned.
that. I have a
You
whole
know,
tour. I have a whole tour plan for that. But what
hello.
we were talking about?
So we. I mean, listen, some significant progress has been made. And I am extremely proud about that.
Hmm.
And when I hear people talk about nothing is happening in Carriacou, it gets to me. But at the same time, I understand people have a right to express themselves. And in some cases, some people are not, probably we're not blowing our trumpet loud enough so that people could hear. But I'm telling you, a lot has been achieved. We agree that much more could and should have been done, but it's 9 months after a devastating hurricane like Beryl, one of the strongest hurricanes that has ever been recorded in such a short space of time. And we have made such tremendous progress. Kudos to the cabinet, kudos to the prime minister for his leadership,
Yeah.
and to the staff of the Ministry of Carriacou and Petit Matic, and the people of Carriacou and Petit Matic, who are extremely resilient
And
people.
that's where I wanted to go at, because after the hurricane, I saw the faces of my friends in Carriacou, families in Carriacou. And I remember coming to Carriacou, and this one very good friend of mine, she came to me and she hugged me and she just started to cry. So obviously there was a lot of emotional support that is needed.
Oh,
A lot of
yes,
people,
yes.
besides building back the buildings and building back the houses and all of that stuff. What about the people? How are you focusing on building back the resilience of the people and just the confidence in the people because they were broken?
Oh, certainly. I think there are a number of things that we're doing through Ministry of Social Development with getting psychosocial support for people. And the mere fact that people are seeing that their government is working towards the restoration and the rebuilding process gives people confidence. And that alone is helping to stimulate their confidence and to get active to do what they have to do. So just by doing that, basically what we're trying to do is to bring hope and assurance to people that we will recover, we will rise again. And the fact that we have focused on the people's buildings first, so that government services can be accessible by the people, again demonstrate our care for the people of Carriacou and Petit Matnik. I don't know if you're aware, Junior, and you should be aware. And of course, um, I heard member Keith Lewis talked about the Petit Matnik Clinic and saying that 9 months after Petit Matnik Clinic is not rebuilt, and mind you, the project will be starting this month. The contractors have mobilized and are in the process of mobilizing some more equipment up to Petit Matnik. Point is, they're talking about that, but in some cases there are buildings, state-owned buildings as well, like Parliament building, your house, etc. 20 years later,
Right.
that has not been touched, and you're talking about 9 months. The point I'm making is that in such a short space of time, we have made significant progress to help improve the lives of people. And by doing so, it has given people the encouragement and lifted their spirit. A lot of people were demoralized
Yeah.
because, I mean, even me, I was broken emotionally. Otherwise, when I saw the state of my island, I thought we were not going to be able to recover in such a short space of time. Thank God for my family and the cabinet, Prime Minister Mitchell, who has all given me the assurance to say, listen, we are in this together and we will help you and the people of Carriacou and PT Matnik, and we are going to do this together. And my son, 5 years old, this little boy gave me so much encouragement. You won't believe how brave this
Wow.
boy was. So family played a major role. My mom, and the entire family, and on my family were affected too. They were homeless. They lost everything, but they gave me the encouragement, and with that encouragement which was transferred gave me the strength to do what needed to be done. And now that people are seeing the actions, they have gained back some strength and momentum. And I think we are doing much better in Carriacou and Petit Martinique now than the immediate aftermath of Hurricane Beryl.
Yeah, how do you build from something, right, that is almost totally destroyed? I mean, I cannot imagine. You go to you wake up the day before everything is well perfectly fine. We know the hurricane was coming, of course. He was in New York, he ran down to Grenada, but before everyone had what they had, and then the next day it just vanished away. Now you looking at that, right, from an individual perspective and as a leader, how do you actually contemplate or start to think about rebuilding? Where do you start?
I was gutted. I was lost, not knowing where do we start. But immediately I had to find the strength, and I think the most important thing was to ensure that no one went hungry, that everybody was safe as possible, as far as possible as we could have, and then start planning in terms of how we have to rebuild and recover. So we immediately actions were taken to do it. But I mean, the truth is, looking at especially the folks from the diaspora who spent all their years in the US, the UK, Canada, working to come back home, and then losing everything in a matter of hours or minutes. That was difficult. But this is why we've said, and I've continued to say, that no one will be left behind. So we will continue the material support. We'll continue the roofing support. Government will continue there with our assistance to meet as much people as we can so that they can be given the assistance that is needed so that they can rebuild their lives as much as possible. And while on that, I did hear the opposition talking about the concessions and has stopped, and the VAT on building materials has resumed. I want to say that the concession has not ended, but you must apply for the concession. And we have a burial secretariat in Carriacou at the resource center led by Mr. Devon Baker and team. You must apply for the concession. And if you are in the rebuilding process, again, you just need to apply for the concession, and it will be given to you. Of course, meaning for the VAT on building materials, and it will be you will be given the letter as long as you are doing rebuilding purposes for burial. So it has not stopped in that sense. However, you just have to go through a process to obtain the necessary clearance. Because we have had experience where some people were not affected by burial, but are taking full advantage of the situation. So we want to ensure that those that are impacted receive the
Right.
support that they so desire.
How
And
do
we
you
will, and those programs will continue. The rebuilding process wouldn't end tomorrow. It's not a 1 year process. It's not even a 2 year process. It's going to be there as long as possible, so that we can try and recover in the shortest possible time frame.
Yeah. How do you ensure that a process like that don't get politicized? Because there are accusations that out there that saying, okay, one set of people get in and the other set of people not get in. How do you ensure that anyone who needs the support or the assistance will get the assistance regardless of political affiliation?
Well, well, first of all, I am being accused by members of my political organization by telling me that it's only one set of people that are getting the other the other sides is getting, and all of that. And I'm saying, listen, guys, in a disaster, you cannot look at face. We cannot look at who supports who. In a disaster, all I see is the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. I don't
Right.
see who support Green, who support. And if there's nobody in Carriacou and Petit Martinique, no genuine person in Carriacou and Petit Martinique that could say that this situation is politicized. If anybody say that, Junior, is they are probably misguided or just very mischievous. Misguided in the sense that they probably hear what other people say, not experiencing it themselves, or probably don't know the guidelines or don't know the process that you obtain a billhead from a hardware, you go to the ministry, and the ministry, the professionals, and you apply, and the ministry don't look at any face. You apply. There's an assistant. There's an assessment that is done, carried out, and then from that assessment, a decision is made by those people. If you're affected, you rest assured you will be given assistance. And while we say the roofing assistance is $15,000, in some cases people got more than the 15 because the level of damage that was done was greater than. So the situation is also fluid. We work with individuals on a case by case basis. But to say that it has been politicized, my brother, that is not so. And I challenge anyone that tells me otherwise.
Yeah, yeah. You spoke about the process. You spoke about the process of getting those concessions. I think you need to echo that again because someone reached out to me just a few days ago and they said that they heard that it has been discontinued. And I called someone else and they in fact told me that it was discontinued as well. So I don't know if the information is reaching the people who need to know, so that there's this type of confusion between is it discontinued or is it just the process is just different. I think that needs to be echoed again on
No,
the
no,
part.
no. The program was placed on hold pending budget. The
Right,
government system operates by you. If you cannot spend, if you do not have authority to spend, you cannot spend if you don't have, you have the power to spend. You don't, the resources is not there. So
right,
the program, it was placed on hold pending budget. Now that we're in the budget process, waiting for the necessary for it to pass in the both houses. After that process, the program will resumed. But the program was paused pending one review and of course budget. We have reviewed the program. That's how we know that over 2,000 people were assisted, close to $30 million spent. We know the people who have received it. We have seen them put back their roofs and their windows and doors, etc. And we are satisfied that that the program is working. There are some improvement that has to be made with the program, and of course, it will be tweaked accordingly. Because as I told you, in some cases, some of the damages that were done that's caused by burial is way more than the 15. And some of the people genuinely can't afford because they didn't have insurance, etc. We have to find a way to get some extra support. In some cases, it means that some people also receive the support, the material support, but
right.
the labor is an issue. So we have to find a creative way to assist. And you could go, etc., etc. The point I'm making is that we paused it to review, and we have, and we also paused it because we are waiting budget. But as soon as the budget process is completed, we will continue the program. The program is for people that were impacted by burial. So if you lost your roof by burial, your home by burial, then you will be given support. It's not a case where you just want support because you just want support. You didn't have a house, you didn't have a roof, your roof wasn't impacted, your home was not impacted, and you just want support. The support would not be given to you like that. It's basically for the people who are genuinely impacted by the hurricane. There are separate programs to assist people who need general housing assistance, repair assistance, etc. There are different programs for that. So I know some people are also mixing up things as well, and there are as I said, some mischief, and you have some cases where people might genuinely don't know what's happening. And again, programs like this help us to get the word out there.
Yeah, yeah. Let's move into housing in particular because the accusation is between that time frame that was allocated by December, X amount of houses should have been given out to the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique and those affected in St. Patrick and so far. But the MP went on to say that not even 3 or so had been actually handed over. What's the status and the progress with the housing situation in Carriacou?
So there are a number of people who are occupying the Build Back Better homes there. We have distributed 3 officially. And of course, you have the social development homes, which we have not really distributed, but people are occupying those homes. And I failed to mention that those homes are fully furnished by organizations in the diaspora and of course, Grenlec, of course, who came on board, and the government of Grenada. On Wednesday, on Wednesday, we will also be delivering some more homes, and every week thereafter, we will continue to deliver. We should have delivered last week, but because of the carnival activities, we could not have done so. But people are occupying some of the homes that are finished. In addition to all of that, we want us to understand while we gave a time frame for the Build Back Better homes, really and truly, Junior, our biggest challenge has and continue to be materials. So
Mhm.
one week you have sand, next week you don't have sand. One week you have gravel, next week you don't have gravel. And it continues to flow like that. And even when we stockpile, there comes a time when because of the demand, you just can't find material. So I'm not even saying labor shortage anymore, although there is a labor shortage because we just don't have enough manpower. We also have a case where you don't have sufficient building materials on island. And it's not just a Carriacou issue, it's a regional issue. This is a regional issue, but the volume of construction work that's taking place in Carriacou and Petit, you will be amazed. I mean, you have hardwares that are recording, and I saw a statement today from one of the hardwares, talking about the profits that they've made, but that was a direct result of Beryl and the support that has been given. But the truth is that it's not that I'm making any excuse. The truth is we do have a serious material shortage. And
Mhm.
remember, we're not just building a house, we're giving these people a complete a complete house. So while it may take 2 months or a month and some to build the structure, the finishing, toilet, kitchen, etc., takes time. And some of the material and equipment that's needed in the building process, not all the time it's readily available. Of course, we've coming up with so much different solutions in terms of how we can address the material shortage. For example, we were building the homes with wood. Now we're building the homes with concrete, and we realize that process is even faster. So we're tweaking it to see how fast we can go. But the reality is, 27 prefabricated homes were delivered. We have 20 more that's in Grenada. The foundations are currently being built from Happy Homes, and they would be installed. And the rest, of course, are Build Back Better and social development homes. People are occupying those homes, and more homes will be built. When you put all of those homes together, you're looking at 110 homes. So while, as I said, 3 were officially handed over, there are people that are occupying their homes. But
Mm.
you also have to understand the government really and truly can't do everything. And in addition to that, it's 9 months. And
Right.
although in addition to the homes that we have delivered close to $30 million in roofing assistance, with people who are able to move back into their homes as a result of those assistance. In addition to that, some of those assistance were given to some of the churches. We partnered with some of the churches. For example, the Seventh-day Adventist Church, who brought a team from Barbados and assisted their members and community members with home repairs of homes and putting roofs and so on. So there's a number of positive initiatives that are happening on the island of Carriacou and Petit. So yes, it may not be perfect. Yes, it may not be as fast as you want it to happen, but the reality is that the government is really trying. I think I think the people of Carriacou and Petit and the world could see that we are genuinely trying to address the current situation at hand.
Right. Uh, Someone, I was watching a vlog. I can't remember where. Oh, I think it's a virgin from Sudanese there, Akeem. And he was saying he'd been to Carriacou and he saw this situation there. And what he saw was a lot of people with material under the house. And they
Mhm.
just they can't seem to find workmen to actually get the job done. How are you tackling that from just attracting people to come to Carriacou? What are the ideas to get more people on the ground to get the job done?
The challenge that Carriacou have to get some of the more builders in Carriacou is accommodation. That's the honest truth. Accommodation. Where would they stay? But we are working with various organizations and so on to put a plan of action together to deal with some of the accommodation issues, not the hotel guest house accommodation, because those guest houses and hotels need to function for the tourism purposes and etc and so forth. but getting accommodation for workmen, for the skilled men that are coming in. So in some cases, we have partnered with housing authority and other groups to accommodate some of these people, but there's certainly more work that needs to be done. But I tell you, the issue is not just workmen, because in some cases there are workmen that are readily available in some instance from neighboring countries. The challenge is the accommodation because of the volume, and two, the readily availability of material, building materials. So those are the challenge. And the question would be, where do we store those materials? Because some of those materials cannot be left out of the elements like that. So, and as I said, I know that everybody expect everything to happen one lick or at the same time. It can't. Rebuilding and recovery is a process. And if you examine where we are today, compare that to anybody else, any other country, including some of the bigger countries who were impacted by such disasters, if you do the comparison, we as a small island, we are doing damn well. We're doing well compared to them. Because in some cases, after Hurricane Sandy, you're still seeing effects. How much years later after Hurricane Sandy, you're still seeing some of the effects of Sandy. And I'm saying this is 9 months and we've made some progress. There's still lots more progress to be made, and we are going to get there together. So it's one step at a time. We have addressed government services and the people's building, and we are now addressing housing. We have dealt with the cleanup. We have dealt with those responses. It's now dealing with homes. You can't just blink your eye or snap your fingers and a home is going to be built. We said we are going to be rebuilding better, stronger, and more resilient. It takes time. And yes, while we did say that it's going to happen faster than we anticipated, there are a number of circumstances that is preventing us building faster than expected. Some of those issues are land issues. As most people know in Carriacou, there are always land issues, either one way or the other. Some family members, they want their family member to build back on the land, or they don't have proper title, etc., etc. Material shortage is another issue, and of course, the manpower issue and several other factors. But in spite of those factors, we have either delivered or under construction 110 homes. As soon as the budget is passed, we anticipate that we are going to be building more of those homes. But you can't expect government to build a house for every single person. I mean, we also have to be realistic. It's impossible for the government to build a home for everyone who have lost their homes, and it's impossible for the government to help every single person. So I've made the point before, and I'll say it again. I know some people bashed me, but it's the reality here. Do you want a politician that will lie for you, or you want a politician that will be honest and real? Those who can help themselves should go ahead, and whatever support that we can give through the concessions and the tax incentives, we are prepared to work with you. And those who cannot help themselves, those who genuinely can't because they're not working or they're in a vulnerable position, etc., and after assessments are done, we are certainly going to assist those people. But and this is the correct thing to do. Is Kakabau is that's what we do as a people. So while I agree that, and I've continued to say, and I maintain it, that no one will be left behind, we also have to be realistic and know that government cannot build a house for every single person. And the truth is, the people of Carriacou and Pitimatic has gotten a lot of support. Not that government was entitled to or obligated, to give those sort of support, but we felt that we have to give the people of Carriacou and Pitimatic as much support that they need. As I talked about education and the facilities that has been built and all of those other things that has been done. I mean, the people of Carriacou and Pitimatic really and truly got a lot of support, and there's a lot more support that will be given. But I ask the people to have patience and to work with us, because we are willing to work with you. And we're all in this together, and that no one will be left behind. I maintain that, the government maintain that up to this point in time.
Absolutely. Guys, I'm having this conversation, but it's not really only my conversation. I'm going to give you an opportunity as well to chat live here with the MP Carriacou and PT Martinique, Honorable Tevin Andrew. So you could call on the phone line, or you could call straight. The number that you call on the screen, 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720, right? You could call on the WhatsApp or you could call direct. Let's have this conversation right here. Honorable Andrew Tevin, we saw the allocation in this year's budget, right? As a massive, I ain't going to use massive. It's an increase from last budget, from 30 something million to 44 million. I think 33.6, if I memory serves me right, to 44 million. Tell us your focus now on having that amount of allocation. What are the major components that you will be working on going forward to improve Carriacou and Petit Martinique?
Thanks, Junior, for the question. There's a number of things, but basically the funds will be going towards burial relief, rebuilding process in Carriacou and Petit Martinique, and getting position in Carriacou and Petit Martinique for the future. Because all the rebuilding efforts that we're doing is not just for the now, but the future. So you're looking at more Build Back Better homes, more assistance for roofing, continuing to build our road network, or improving our road network. You're looking at night landing. You're looking at Hillsborough Enhancement Project. Hillsborough, that's our tongue, and the tongue has to look as a tongue to somewhat stimulate economic activities in the tongue. You're looking at a Paradise Beach Enhancement Project. Paradise Beach is considered the best beach in Grenada or the world, so we have to ensure that we enhance that area. Boat building initiative, improving agriculture, etc., etc. So, but the majority of the funds will be used to deal with housing and burial related matters, Junior. So yes, it's an increase in the allocation. It's a clear demonstration that the government again is committed to assisting the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique with the rebuilding efforts, and that the programs are not coming to an end. And help is on the way to those who have not received assistance as yet, and we are committed to doing all we can for the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on Hillsborough Jetty, right? But I when I first came to Carriacou, first couple of times I came to Carriacou, I remember getting off in Hillsborough, and you're right by the tourism center. Everything is really centered. And then there was a shift. Then you had to go to Harveyville and then get a taxi all the way from Harveyville that bring you up to Tongue, and then it was sort of inconvenient. Are you thinking about bringing more economic development to Hillsborough, the Tongue itself?
Way more economic activities in the tongue of Hillsborough, and restructuring the tongue of Hillsborough, making it look like a modern tongue. Now, mind you, this project is going to begin this year. It's not going to end this year. It's just beginning. It's a transformative program that will be launched this year, and of course you would hear and see more about this Hillsborough enhancement project, but it's going to be a superb project that would lift the tongue of Hillsborough, give it a much needed facelift, and bring much economic activities. And the project also includes the new jetty in Hillsborough. But the new jetty would not be addressed this year, but it will be addressed in the not too distant future. Because you would appreciate that what we have to address now is housing. And so the port will remain in Harveyville for now. If it wasn't for burial, mind you, this year's project would have been the Hillsborough Jetty. If it wasn't for burial, that's the truth. So we also constructing a jetty in Windward, because the people of Petit Martinique are affected because they were utilizing the jetty in Windward. It was easier, safer, faster to and from Petit Martinique from Carriacou. But as a result of burial, they have to go either all the way to Harveyville or to Hillsborough. And so that's a project that we will be starting sometime, if not this month, next month, because the contractors are starting to mobilize to bring all the equipment, and some of those equipment are coming from Trinidad, and some of the concrete slab, etc., being precast in Trinidad and then shipped to Grenada, to Carriacou for the construction of that jetty.
Right. What about Petit Martinique now? Let's look over there. I've heard that from different quarters saying that the work in Petit Martinique are much slower, moving at a slower pace than Carriacou. Tell us about the development and what's happening in PT Martinique.
Well, we have 6 Build Back Better homes that are currently being done in PT Matnik as we speak. We have engaged a company that will be building 70 plus homes in PT Matnik starting as soon as the budget is passed. So there's a construction company that has been identified. Please forgive me. I'll make that the official statement very soon, probably tomorrow or so. But there's a company that has been contracted to do so. They have done the preliminary work in PT Matnik, gone to do all the assessments, have identified all the people, looked at the terrain in PT Matnik, and mind you, it's a local company that will be doing those works for us in PT Matnik. The clinic, according to the contractor, they have started mobilizing, and hopefully on the 17th of this month, hopefully, tentatively, they should start. But PT Matnik is challenging, taking into consideration um, to access PT Matnik, to get to PT Matnik is another challenge, and workmen is a challenge, and equipment to get there's no readily available equipment on PT Matnik, and there are no major hardwares that sells the blocks, the et cetera, et cetera. So you have to bring a number of those equipment and a number of those materials to PT Matnik to do the construction. So you would have to understand, you would have to do a lot of mobilization to get things started in PT Matnik. It's not a case where we have forgotten PT Matnik. Work is taking place over there. Yes, I agree. It's moving much slower, but taking into context and into consideration the work that has to go into getting anything done on island. But as I said, we have contracted a construction firm. They will be undertaking building 70 something homes on the island to help accelerate things. But it's a matter of just mobilizing the material and the equipment, etc., on PT Matnik so that we can get the work done in the shortest possible time frame.
All right, someone just asked me to repeat the number. So let me say it. The number that you call for the live is on the screen, 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. You could call on WhatsApp or you could call straight, direct. Again, the number is 718-701-5720. Speaking live here with Honorable Tevin Andrew, MP for Carriacou and PT Martinique Affairs. And we're talking about the overall budgetary allocation, which has increased to 44 million dollars for the development of Carriacou and PT Martinique. MP, I just got a call. I just lost it.
Sure.
So let me see if I could get that.
Okay.
All right. So while we wait on that, I cut somebody off there by mistake. While we wait on the call, tell us about your presentation today, right? Because we saw at some point in time you got very heated.
Did I?
Yeah, well, maybe it's just how you speak, but
Yeah.
it was very firm. You spoke with passion, I should say. Tell us about your presentation today and what really got you kind of heated at some points of the presentation.
Well, I think, it's I just believe that our people just need to be more realistic. It's 9 months. We've done a lot. And while we agree that more could be done and we want more, etc., the fact is that in 9 months, a lot has been achieved. And let's celebrate the achievements. Let's celebrate the good things that has happened. And as an opposition, I don't mind an opposition criticizing, but you have to criticize and be constructive. Be constructive by giving ideas. If you genuinely care about the development of Carriacou and PT Martinique, the sister isles that you boast so much about, and make grand political moves, let's sit and have conversations in terms of how we can work together to genuinely assist in the rebuilding efforts on the island. But no, you don't want to do that. You want to make political mischief because you're more concerned about political grandstanding than the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. But the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique are not foolish. They're seeing what's happening. They know what's happening. If I were in the opposition, one of the things that I would have done, I would have built a house and then I would have criticized the government. That's what my good friend, my good Kakabawi friend, Kindra, Honorable Magistrate, Mrs. Stewart. During COVID, I criticized her a lot. But before I criticized her, I mobilized the community, the diaspora, and the business community, and provided a number of food baskets and provided support to families. And then I criticized her. So I had a legitimate reason to criticize her. Unfortunately, on the other hand, these people have done little or nothing in Beirut than just to criticize the government, have not built a house, and they have resources and have uh, supporters and so on with hardware, etc. They have not built one house. They have not done, as I said, they did little or nothing. And most of the things that they've tried had failed miserably, like the soup kitchen and so on, because you had so many food on the island. So you had Wall Central Kitchen, you had everybody cooking food. So some of the things that they did failed miserably. So there was not a need for some of those things. But the point I'm making is that if you are genuine and you are realistic and you genuinely want to assist with the rebuilding efforts and so on in Carriacou and let's work together to get things going instead of criticizing and making political grand move. The people of Carriacou will deal with them accordingly. Time will tell very soon.
Yeah. We got a call up on the line. Let's see if we could get that call up. Caller, you live. Where are you calling us from?
Toronto.
Toronto, Canada. Go right ahead.
Yes. Good evening to Ms. Andrew. I want to say that was an extremely innovative and inspiring budget that was done, and it was read very well by the Minister of Finance. Today in the debate, I particularly love the debate. I looked at the opposition and realized that the opposition leader, with all a very innovative budget, and with all of these things that was done, not one compliment was given to even one area of the budget, which is shocking to me. I also listened to Kate Lewis, and I don't know what to say because every time I hear her speak, it baffles my mind. But I want to say to Minister Andrew that he and Minister James, being the youngest in Parliament, they were extremely effective on the responses to Minister Kate and Evelyn Pear. So, Mr. Andrew, I want to compliment you and Minister James as the youngest there. And I have not missed a moment of the debate today. And I want to compliment you guys on your responses, because you could have seen the discomfort on the leader of the opposition and Kate Lewis. You guys were good. You guys were not abusive. You guys was constructive, factual, and resourceful. And I like the way it was handled. And I compliment you guys again. A very, very effective budget. And let's keep the work going. They will scream and they will bawl and they will do everything. Last thing I will see, that's the second time I've heard about the roads in a decade. It's the worst roads. They were there for that decade.
Exactly.
They're contradicting themselves a lot in what they're saying. They need to put the facts together. They need to understand economics and the areas of where that budget would be resourced. So thank you guys again and keep up the good work.
Thank you so much, caller. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
your input. Yes. Any respond?
No, thank you very much, caller. I really appreciate it. Thanks for your support. And of course, thank you for continuing to, we appreciate it so much.
Right. We have Shireen James is asking, Junior, ask the Minister, how will the Dolly Sea going down affect material transportation to Carriacou?
Significantly. It will affect us significantly. I don't know if you recall in the immediate aftermath, Dolly C was grounded as well. There was stopped in some in as a result of the hurricane, and with them not being in operation affected us significantly because the one boat couldn't really and truly couldn't keep up with the demand. Um, so it will affect us, and we are working with them to ensure that they can get back into service as short as possible time frame.
Right, right. So right now, as it stands, it is being repaired, right? Okay.
It's still the last report that I got about a couple of minutes ago is that it's still in the position that it was before. It's the situation is now stabilized,
Okay.
and as a matter of fact, I have a meeting with a team tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, 8:30, sorry, to discuss an action plan to see what we can do to help to help out the situation because there's a number of factors. One, we can't allow this boat to sink or to stay in the position that it's in. You know that it's close to the airport, one, and two, with all the oil and gas and so on that it has on board, it can't get into the water because that's another an environmental matter. And two, the service is very important to our islands, especially now that we're dealing with Beryl. So, and as member of parliament and owners are from Carriacou and Petit Matnik, we are going to try and see what we can do to help out with the situation.
Right. Okay. Someone in Esto said that, saying that I had listened to the presentation today in Parliament, in which the government side was great. Question in all that was said. What most you're taking away from the day in Parliament? Okay. So I guess what's your major takeaway from the Parliament today? Like, I guess that was a question that
The person is asking me the question, what was my major takeaway?
I guess that's what they're asking you.
Well, in general, the budget in particular is how innovative and the budget represent a people-centered budget. The budget represent innovative budget, really and truly helping to stimulate the economy. The fact is, I mean, if you look at the pay and grade issue with the police, which has been a long-standing matter, which is finally being addressed. I mean, since 1990 something, I can't remember the actual year. Please forgive me. This matter has been there and had to be dealt with. I mean, the police are extremely happy now that their pay and grade has been sorted out after all these years. In addition to that, 1,700 workers, or 1,177 workers are being regularized, Junior, this year by December. I mean, this is a big deal. We said we are going to regularize workers, and we have started the process. Last year we regularized. This year we are regularizing workers. It's a process, but we'll get there. Pension has been paid. The bi-monthly payments. This year's budget talk about the new hospital. It's not just a new hospital. There's a number of things that will also be happening because it's a mindset that has to also be changed because improving healthcare in Grenada is just a building wouldn't do it. But there's a number of things that will take place. But it's a start. And yes, while we understand that there is healthcare challenges in the country, at least this government is making significant strides to address it. For example, working along with Mount Sinai and other agencies and starting the process of statutorizing the hospital, etc. And of course, with the building of a medical facility. It's not just a hospital. It's a complex, a university, a medical university, if you want to put it that way, that will address our medical needs in the country. So it's a step. The budget is a forward-thinking budget, a visionary budget that will help us help the country overall. And it's not just the budget is not just addressing the current times, but it's futuristic with some of the decisions that we are taking today.
Absolutely. Another caller on the WhatsApp. Caller, you live. Where are you calling us from?
Oh, hello. Good night. I'm calling you from Carriacou, and my name is Agatha Jordan. I've just phoned to say good evening to everyone, and especially my beloved MP. I was so proud of you in Parliament today, honestly. I beat my table until my hand aches. because I so much enjoyed what you say. And the comeback that the opposition got from our honorable Andal. Oh, I was so proud. Honestly, I'm still up in sky, cloud nine. Thank you very much. We are proud of you and we love you. Have a good night, everyone.
All right, thank you, Carriacou. Thank you so much.
Have a good night as well, and thank you very much. I'm happy that I made you proud with the presentation. In the end of the day, I'm here to serve you and all the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique, and I'm happy that the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique recognize the work that we're doing on their behalf. It warms me to know that.
Yeah. I know we're short on time, so we got to wrap up, and I want to take one or two more calls. But tell me about your decision to have Carnival this year. You came with a kind of mixed bag of feelings. A lot of people thought that, why are we celebrating? Why are we having Carnival? People jumping up and celebrating, and look what just happened to us. Tell us your decision in pushing through the Carnival in Carriacou this year.
Well, there are so many reasons why. One, a message had to be sent that Carriacou and Petit Martinique is open for business.
Right.
That's number one. Two, we are keeping our cultural traditions alive. Burial or not going to stop us from that. Be it the Shakespeare mass, the creativity in terms of our young people with the calypso and so on, etc. We had to keep that culture alive, and more so bringing people together. Understand that the kayaks in the diaspora came to Carriacou just to celebrate the carnival, but it also gave us an opportunity for us to bond, for us to come together to build that camaraderie. So there's so many different reasons, including the economic, assisting with the economy from the hotels being filled, the guest houses being filled, the restaurants being filled, the taxi operators, the bus operators, etc., etc. So there are several factors. But I think the most important message that I wanted to send, that we wanted to send, is that Carriacou is open for business, and we had to ensure that we do everything in our powers to keep our rich traditions alive in spite of the circumstances by barrel. So I know a number of people look at Carnival just as the Juve and the Jump Up, but Carriacou Carnival is way more than that. One of the things that a lot of people look forward to, including myself, is a Shakespeare mass that you really and truly can't find anywhere else. It's unique to Carriacou and Petit Martinique. So those sort of traditions, we want to keep them alive, and all of our cultural activities, we are going to do everything that we can to have them this year. So Maroon plans are in place to start the promotion of Maroon. Maroon will be next month, so you will be hearing something about that, and of course Carriacou Regatta, or whichever form that it takes, whether it's a sailing weekend or whatever, you're going to hear more about that as well. And of course the parang and etc. We're trying our best to have all of our cultural activities this year. Burial already stopped us from having a number of them, so we can't, and because of course last year really and truly you couldn't do anything than just respond to the devastation. But this year we can tweak it together, because we're sending the message that Carriacou is open for business. It's open to the world to come and enjoy once more.
Right. I see that there's someone over on YouTube, and he's trying to get my attention and telling me I don't want to touch a certain topic. So I'm trying to understand. So I'm listening to you, and I'm trying to comment it, because I try to be inclusive with everyone's point of view. So if everyone have a point of view, as long as it's respectful, I welcome it. If you want to call in and express your point of view, I welcome your point of view to be aired and ventilated here on the program. So the number that you can call, 718-701-5720. So I don't know where the person saying, no, I wouldn't touch that particular topic. So I'm giving you an opportunity to touch it. If you want to call in, be respectful with your question. We welcome everyone's input on any topic here. While we wait, we have about 5 minutes or so. And people, what do you want to say to the people of Carriacou right now? They're watching, and they are. I know they're resilient people, and they know that it's not where it was a year ago or 2 years ago. What words of encouragement do you have for the population of Carriacou right now?
We will rebuild stronger, much better, more resilient. It will take time, but we will get there. Beryl has basically given us a canvas so that we can paint, so that we can create a new Carriacou and Petit Martinique, a more resilient Carriacou and Petit Martinique. So while it's a curse in terms of all that we've worked so hard to build as a people and as individuals have been destroyed in a matter of minutes and hours, it has also given us an opportunity for us to rebuild better. And I think the most important thing is that to let you know that no one will be left behind, and pay attention to our actions. Our actions have clearly demonstrated that we're a government of action and that we're working in the best interest of all the people. And hence we've started with the people's building, the schools, the hospital, the clinics, the government offices, etc. So that you can get the necessary support that you can. And of course, now with the rebuilding of homes and repairs that's needed.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's see if we could get this call out there. 1 second. Caller, you live? Could you hear me? All right, caller. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Just if I could get that call here up. Caller, stand by. I know you're probably speaking, but I can't hear you. Oh, person hung up. All right. Caller, if you want to call back really quickly, we'll be more than delighted to get your perspective on the program there. While we wait on that, Mr. Tevin, you know, I
Yeah.
have to big up the tourism. I have to big up Petra Roach. I have to big up Dolan for this great initiative, having that park. You know, I mean, I'm not a big diver, but I've been to Marlinier and I've seen the amount of people who come to Marlinier and just travel from all over the world because I'm doing a lot of tours now and just seeing the excitement. I need you to touch a little bit about this new excitement that that is now a part of the culture of Carriacou, the sculpture park.
It's a major, major, major deal. I mean, listen, I recall meeting with Petra Roach and Mr. Donald, and I said to them, listen, Carriacou did an underwater sculpture park. There's a number of things that we talked about, sandals, we talked about other hotel initiatives, etc., which is we're currently working on. And I talked about the underwater sculpture park. There's a need for an attraction site in Carriacou. Well, attraction sites, and we listed a number of them, but the underwater sculpture park was one of them. And I really pushed it because I said people come to Grenada miles away just to come to dive for the underwater sculpture park. But I was surprised that's all that they came just to dive. And there are people that comes wherever they come from just to dive in Carriacou because we have some of the healthiest reefs in the Grenadines. So they come to do that. So we wanted to add another attraction site, and I'm happy that we have done so. And there are people who come specifically to dive the sculpture park, which has only recently been launched a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
And that is exciting. And of course, the word is getting around in Europe, in Asia, etc., about this underwater sculpture park in Carriacou. And speaking about the resilience, speaking about climate resilience, etc., the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. The sculptures tell a story, which I'll get into probably another time. But certainly, it's an exciting initiative. An initiative that I am proud to see that I spearheaded in making it happen. But of course, all of the hard work was done by the GTE team, and of course the creators. So I really and truly want to place on record, like I did in the House of Parliament, my sincere thanks to the GT and the team. Now I am seeing. I'm not sure if it's the same comment on on YouTube, and
Yeah.
I do have to leave, Junior. I do
Yes.
have a 8:30. I did push back
Okay.
something for someone, but I'm seeing someone, a King David. I'm not sure if that's the person
Yeah.
that you're referring to.
Yeah, I'm seeing that.
And he said that I've tried to purchase some lands from him sometime in 2007. Yes, back then I was involved in property management and involved in real estate, if you want to put it that way. And but I don't know the person, King David, but I do know about purchasing some lands in Leicester. Yes, I could remember that, some beachfront property. And the person said that they asked me for some support for a 40 to $50 million eco luxury project to create 250 jobs in Carriacou. But the truth is, I cannot recall this discussion. And if that's the case, sir, Mr. King David, please reach out to me. My government email is minister@cpma.gov.gd. Please contact me so that we can have a conversation, because room stock is a challenge. And if you have a luxury hotel with all these rooms, which will create all these jobs in Carriacou and PT Matnik, I'll be more than happy. And my apologies if you did reach out and I forgot, or if you did reach out and I didn't respond. That might have happened, but it's not a case where I was ignoring you. This is something that we would certainly love to do. So I welcome it. So again, if you forgot the email, it's minister@cpma.gov.gd.
Okay, all right. Let's we could take this last call and then we'll set you free. Caller, are you live? Are you hearing us?
Hi, Junior. Good afternoon. How are you doing? And good afternoon to you, Honorable Tevin. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Have a good night as well.
Okay. I would like to congratulate this government on a wonderful budget. I would say that was a restoration budget. First of all, I would like to also commend you, Honorable Andrew, for your presentation today. I looked at the whole presentation and I think you were excellent. I think I must say you were a great debater in school, because I myself were a great debater, and I think that you were on point with your product knowledge. I would like you to continue keeping it up, because I think you are for the people of Carriacou. I always admire your goal, your ego. You always want to be on top of your game, and I applaud you for that. Do not listen to the naysayers. I think you mean well for Carriacou. And I during the hurricane season, I see how you were. I see how you pulled out because you were so stressed. I applaud you 100%. And I know you will make a Carriacou a better place. And and also to Sister Queen, I think she was wonderful in her presentation. I think this team of new NDC will take Grenada forward. So I applaud you, I applaud the government, and just stay firm, stay focused, and we are moving forward. Big congratulations to you. I am proud of you. Have a pleasant night. Good night.
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much, caller.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you. MP, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate
Thank you.
it. And listen, this is your home. You could come in anytime. Let us know if you have any updates or whatever. We'll
Certainly. I please forgive me for not always being on ride along, but I would try. I commit in trying my best to do so. The truth is, so much is happening.
I know.
The people need to be informed. So I thank you for accommodating me. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you to your listeners, and I would try my best to be here as regular as possible, to keep the people updated and informed. Thank you, Junior, and keep up the excellent work. I am yet to ride on the tuk-tuk, and of course the ride water bike. It's something I'll certainly make some time when I get a little free time.
I want to get one. I
do.
want to get a couple of them up in Carriacou. I want to get the water
Beautiful.
bike. Yeah, man. I want to get the water bike in
Great.
Carriacou, man.
Great. Then we need to talk in terms of how we could assist in enhancing Paradise. All this could be part of the new attractions, the new attractions in Carriacou, because Carriacou is booming. We open for business.
Absolutely.
So any and all investments, we as long as it benefits the people and helps lift Carriacou higher, we'll certainly have a conversation in getting it done.
Absolutely.
So have a good one, Junior, and all the best. Take care. Thank you.
So much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so
all
much.
the best.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so that was a conversation there with Honorable MP Tevin Andrew, speaking about a range of things. Now, again, we open the phone lines for everyone to contribute, to come in and speak, to call in and speak. So if you have an opinion, or if you have a point of view that even might be different to what you've seen, you are free, and we're free, and still is free, to call and voice that, all right? So I saw the comments about not ventilating on certain topics or whatever, but excuse me, this is as much my conversation as it is your conversation. So if it's something that you want to get out there, that's why we have this platform. We respect everybody's opinion, and as we say here and Right Along Live, everyone has a story to tell, okay? Everyone has a story to tell. Guys, thank you. I have to say thank you. Ride Along Live. Guys, last month, again, we were able to surpass our 10 million viewers reach. Yeah. And again, every instant that we surpass that mark, I have to say, wow, because I'm from a little village. You guys know me in Richmond, Ladigue, Union. That's the Blando, that area over there. Young guy growing up, and never could have ever imagined, ever, that we'll have such a global platform that reaches, far and wide. The folks in Guyana, the folks in Trinidad and Tobago. In fact, every country that I've been to in the Caribbean, from Barbados to Guyana to Aruba to Bonaire to St. Lucia to St. Vincent to Trinidad and Tobago, they are hype over Ride Along Live. So we are happy, guys. We are happy, and this is gratifying that you guys populate the platform, love the platform, share the platform, and look for reliable information every time we're on. I got to say thank you, guys. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you so much. For you, the true virtual riders. Thank you. Thank you and thank you. Let's get a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
Are you a progressive young leader, a proactive emerging executive, a rising professional? Then you need appropriate cover for your vehicle. Introducing the Pro Motor Plan from Beacon. Car insurance that includes free loss of use, windscreen cover up to $3,500, free special perils, free accident forgiveness. Get Beacon's Pro Motor Plan today. Don't procrastinate. Call Beacon today at 440-4447 or
What if you had a choice? A choice of joining a line or a choice of making your purchases online? What would you choose? While you ponder on that, the National Lotteries Authority has provided another purchasing option. All their games are now available online. Yes, Grenadians! From wherever you are, purchase your favorite daily and jackpot type games using any electronic device. Register on the NLA's website at www.nla.gd. Top up your account and enjoy online lottery gaming at your convenience. We're taking shopping comfort up several notches. But the choice is yours. Join a line or buy online. NLA, make your dreams come true.
Yes, riders, my true virtual riders. Guys,
Ride along live, worldwide. Feel the beat, feel the vibe.
King David, how you doing? King David, you should call, man. You should call. If you have something to say, don't be afraid to call. We don't disrespect people on this platform, eh? If you have something to say, brother, I'll take your call. I'll hear you out, all right? Nice. So guys, we are reaching out to everyone, including the opposition, to ventilate on their side of the perspective of the budget right here. We are opening the platform to everyone. Even Peter David, Honorable Peter David. Why is the one, man? Tell me you come and we have a conversation. I'm starting to feel away, Peter. We open up the platform, guys, so we want to hear your point of views. We're putting it out there, all right? We are putting it out there. Ride along. Join the dance, let's sing the song. Yeah, guys, listen. Listen, guys, if you're in Grenada and you haven't yet tried our many services, right? Riders, right? So these are the virtual riders. If you want to be a rider, right? We offer 3 amazing excursion service. One, we have the e-bikes, so you could get your e-bike tours and rental. Or you could get your tuk-tuk ride. Yes, you could get your tuk-tuk ride. Or Or that's a tuk-tuk, guys, if you haven't seen it before. Yeah, that's a tuk-tuk. Right? So you can book your tuk-tuk experience. And these are the e-bike, in case you haven't seen it. In case you've been hiding under a rock. Or you could get your water bikes. Sorry. You could get your water bikes. All right? So book your ride excursion. So you're not just a rider. You're actually a rider. Get it? Rider. And for everyone, if you're following the page, if you are a true rider and you're watching us on Ride Along Live, you get a discount. Whenever you go and you book in for your excursion or your tour, you get a discount. Just because you're a rider. Easy as that. Thank you, guys. On the behalf of all of our production team here at Ride Along Live, our senior executive producer, Lois JJ, thank you so much for being a part of our program. Don't forget, guys, March is Small Business Enterprise Month. We are offering discounts, over 25% discount for businesses who are looking to advertise. New businesses, small businesses that are looking to advertise and reach the millions on Ride Along Live. Remember, it pays to advertise and Ride Along Live.
Are you looking to take your business or event to the next level? Advertise on Ride Along Live and reach over 10 million viewers worldwide every month. With a global audience tuning in for the latest news, entertainment, and culture, your message will get the exposure it deserves. Don't miss the opportunity to showcase your brand to a diverse and engaged audience. Ride Along Live, where the world watches and your business.
Worldwide, feel the beat, feel the vibe, amazing.
I got some update for you guys.
Power to the people.
This one is for
What they need.
weekend LPN, right? If you're LPN in New York City, needed for a small nursing home in Jamaica, Queens, the pay range from $40 to $45 per hour. You need at least 2 years experience in long-term care. Shift needed coverage from 7 to 3 and also doubles. Wow. You can apply online by sending your resume to services@allprony.com. That's services@allprony.com, or call 516-387-4246. That's 516-387-4246. Ask for Glenda, All Pro Health Staffing. Again, that's for LPN in the New York City area. You're looking for workers at LPN? Give them a call. Write the number down or send it to a friend. The number that you call is 516-387-4246. Services at allpro, ALLPRONY.com. Thank you for watching, guys. Thanks for being a part of our program. Catch you guys again mañana.
Ride Along Live, worldwide, feel the beat, feel the vibe. Amazing host leading the ride. Power to the people, we shine. Giving fans what they need. Caribbean spirit, let's succeed. Every show with a good deed. Together we plant the seed. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host, we belong. Energy high, heart so bright. Tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight. Every ride a sheer delight. Making waves across the seas. Love and joy in the breeze. Ride along live. please, bringing hope with such ease. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host, we belong. Energy high, heart so bright, tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight, every ride a sheer delight. Making waves across the seas, love and joy in the breeze. Ride along live if you please.